Hey folks, Nash Taters here. Welcome back to the world of Final Fantasy. Alright, so today our war continues and we're going to talk about something very interesting. And before I reveal what that is, let me just go ahead and start off this video with a little story of mine. So the other day, well, first of all, as you guys know, if you've been living under a rock, you may not know, but for those of you who obviously know what's going on in the world, we are dealing with a pandemic, right? We are sort of under lockdown, it's a quarantine, and you really need to make sure you have a good food supply. And that's what I was doing last week. I went to the grocery store with a list of things that I need to buy. And the thing with my grocery store is when you walk in, the first thing you see is the fruit and vegetable section. And I just happen to have a craving for apples. So I decided to go to the apple section. And did I tell you there's just tons of apple selections out there? I mean, there's obviously the traditional ones. You know, you got the Red Delicious, you got the Granny Smith. But I saw there's all these new apples like Pink Lady, you know, and Honey Crisp. All these different types of apples. I guess people out there just making apples. Anyways, I saw Pink Lady, you know. I was thinking, hey, I play Final Fantasy, War of the Visions, and everyone's loving waifus. So I was like, why not try a Pink Lady, right? So I started looking at the apples, and I saw this one. I don't know why, but they already had this apple that was just, I feel like maybe it was not up to par. It just didn't look that good, you know? And next to it, ironically, there was this beautiful, shiny, really good color apple. It was like, it had some pink in it, it had some red in it, and so I picked that one. That's like, you know, I'm gonna go home and have this as a snack. It's healthy, it's nutritious, it's good for you. So, you know, I get home after I finished the rest of my shopping. I rushed to the sink, washed it, put it on my cutting board, grabbed my big samurai sword, and I cut into it. And you won't believe what came out of that thing. This tiny little worm. I don't know how I even got in there because I didn't see any holes or puncture sites in the apple, but I don't know how. But this little worm crawled out, and I was like, oh, well, that was a waste of a solid money for fruit that I wanted to eat. So unfortunately, I had to throw it away, you know. And I was kind of sad, you know, because I was thinking maybe that little tiny apple, you know, the one that was right next to this beautiful apple, maybe that one would have been better, you know, who knows? You never know, right? But sometimes you know. And you're probably wondering, what the hell is the point of my story? It ain't certainly about apples. Well, actually it is. It is about apples. And I'm going to tell you why. Everybody loves beautiful Pink Lady apples. Look at that. You know, look at this beautiful Pink Lady apple. I'm going to just give you a couple of seconds to admire the different qualities of this character, right? Maybe a little bit on this quality, like, you know, here. Qualities. I mean, clearly the illustrators for this game are really into thick women. And I'm a big fan of thick women. Look, qualities, right? Look at all this beauty. And sometimes they're justified, right? A lot of these characters are really good. But once in a blue moon, you're like searching through your box and you're just looking, It's like, man, I have so many pretty waifus. Maybe I can see if there's anything else in here. And then you come around to this thing. This hideous looking thing. Huh? Even his legs is disproportionate to his body, seemingly. But I tell you, though, this is that little apple that could. Okay? This is the little apple you want. Now, in my resource videos, if you haven't, go check it out. If you have not checked that video, check it out. It really talks about how valuable your resources are. This character is the only normal character in the whole game right now. And his Trust Master is not that great. You know, solid 68 HP. Wow, 5 defense. No additional abilities. None. and it's just a bare hood. He kind of reminds me of Zangief from Street Fighter, right? And right here on the top of your corner, you're gonna see his stats, his base stats, what he looks like at level 99. Yeah, it's nothing to write home about. You know, his agility is slow, his HP is sorry, his attack is weak. But there are some things about this character that makes him the little apple that could. The apple that you should be picking. Because he's going to be delicious. And I'm going to tell you why. This bad boy skill is one of the best skills in the game, period. Now, some people might say, no, it's not. You don't know what you're talking about, Nash. That's not the best skill in the game. And I'm going to tell you why it's the best skill in the game. It's the best skill in the game because if you can get this to work, you don't have to do any work. You just watch the people who are affected by this go to town on their own teammates. Chance of inflicting charm on target for 3 turns. That is insane. You know why it's insane? Because once you charm that person, that character is going to go around hitting his own teammates. So it's like you start off the team with 5 or 6 characters on your team, and your opponent has, I don't know, 8, 12 characters, including the big boss. You start charming left and right your opponent's team, you're swinging in the favor. It's like, imagine you're just a high school basketball team and you're doing really good, and bang, LeBron James comes in with his homeboys and is like, hey, I challenge you to a game of basketball. And they're all tall and they're kicking your butt, and you so happen to charm LeBron James to join your team. You're like, hey, LeBron, you're so cool guy, man, join my team. And he joins your team and you start dominating. That's what it feels like. You just charm one of the best basketball players in the world to join your little high school team, that nobody knows about, who lives in the center of middle America, right? And you're just starting to slaughter your opponent's team. That's what this is going to make you feel like. Steel Heart. Now, I know normal stages, you don't need Steel Heart, right? It's pointless because you can just slaughter them with your other waifus, the pretty big asseted waifus. But there is going to be stages that are coming out later on. And the big thing they're going to come out with is the tower. I mentioned it briefly before, but the tower is basically a gauntlet, right? You go through the tower with your entire roster. You pick up your entire roster. And once one of your units killed during one of the floors, you no longer can use it for that day. The whole thing resets every 24 hours. So you get different shots at it, throughout the week. However, if you want to make life easy for yourself, make a couple of characters that have this ability. Steel Heart. It's clearly a thief ability, right? Charming your opponent's team really can swing the favorite for you. So, that being said, this is by far the cheapest character to build in the entire game. He's a normal character. So he's only going to require 3 precious resources. And that's your Rainbow Fragment of Thought. You need 3 total. Because here, as you can see, I'm starting to work on mine. You get 1. You have to use 1 to get to Limit Break. Excuse me, not Limit Break. Awakening 5-star. And then it will require 2 for Awakening 6-star. And then you can access the Steel Heart ability. Actually, what am I saying? I can access the Steel Heart ability now. But you want to get it to obviously 6 because you want to get all the different stats. So he actually is really good. Here I have a screenshot of what he could potentially look like. 2,400 hit points. That's pretty good actually for him, because considering his base HP is so bad, you can equip him with vision cards that will greatly increase his agility, and you can give him equipment that can greatly increase his stats, making him pretty good. Like, he can take a couple of licks easily. And here's the best part. And check this out. He has perhaps the fastest movement in the game. He can move 6 spaces. See if I can find it. Is it Thief Lore? Yes. Move +1. And there's another skill that gives him another move. I don't remember where it went, but I believe it's a passive. somewhere. Well, anyways, he gets a total of 6 moves and jump 3, I believe. So that means he's a rock climber, right? He's climbing all over the place, and he can run. And he's just gonna run all over the place too, because he's a 6 movement. I don't think many characters in this game are 6 movements. So he can just kind of run out to one spot, and there's an isolated enemy unit. Bang! You charm him, charm her, whatever. You're golden. And then as soon as that character is charmed, you're out of danger because there's no other units around him to beat up on him, right? And even if there's one other unit, he can still take a good licking. And bring your supporter in, bam, heal him back to full, have him go in, do a couple of, chops with his big ninja swords or his big swords, build up his TP again, and you can do the charm thing again. He's just a great character in that usage. I have to admit, he's not that great in normal farming or other situations, but under the right circumstances, right? The hard content, you can steal hard away. You can steal hard to your greatest content, and you can make your life easier. And isn't it just fun watching your opponent's team beat each other up? I'm excited to build this character now. Right now, I'm willing to spend the 3 rainbows to see how he does in arena, because this baby account, I love. Oh wait, who did this? Somebody changed the name of my... Well, anyways, in arena, which I'm planning on making a video. I think I'm going to do that later today. I'm going to make a arena video on how to really shine and really how to capitalize against your opponents. Imagine I click on this later today, and I see this team, and it has Orlando on it, right? Well, maybe not work today because it's take a while for me to build my man's Zazan there. But imagine Zazan, because Orlando is going to be really fast, right? Imagine I bust out my Zazan and bang, I charm him, and Orlando is just going to slaughter his own team. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be fun? In fact, I believe there are videos out there of people showing off that very concept. I'm going to hopefully find that and put that link in the description below in one of my future videos. I think in the arena video. I'm going to do that to show you how powerful Zazan is, because his charming ability is, it's charming. That was a terrible joke. I need to work on my joking skills, but yeah. So, there's your little rotten apple. Excuse me. There's your little apple that could. That's what I'm going to call him, the little apple that could. He's going to be a great investment, I feel like, for future, right? If you're a beginner and you've been following up with my beginner series, don't do it. Don't do it right now, because the rainbow fragments of thought is very precious in the first couple of months of gameplay. This is a character, in my opinion, okay? This is just Nash here. One opinion. Take it however you want to take it. Remember, I'm just one person. I recommend personally to build him on your rosters for the long haul, because he's going to help you with content. I kind of wish I built him now, because I could just cheese the Iron Giant stage, right? I could just have him charm one of those mages, and those mages just start doing heavy, crazy damage on the top of that hill, that boulder hill. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is Steel Heart takes the faith of your character that's doing the Steel Heart and the faith of your opponent's character. I believe the formula is you add the 2 faith up and you divide it by 2, or you divide it by 4, I think, and that's your final determination of the chance of you getting the Steel Heart off. I'm not sure exactly how the formula works yet, but from what I read online, different websites and whatnot, seemingly that's how it works. That's kind of the formula. So clearly, the higher your faith, the higher your opponent's faith, you have a high chance of triggering it, right? So this works really well against enemy caster units, and that's good, because when you're in arena, which I'm going to show you later, you can really target some of those units to have them join your team for 3 turns and have them wreak havoc against your enemy's team. Bear in mind, high faith means that he is going to be more susceptible to magic damage. And as you can see, he's already weak to magic damage. This is unfortunate, but it is how it is designed. I believe you can equip vision cards and whatnot, and I think over time with his stats and everything, and him leveling up with his jobs and stuff, he's going to have this down to, I believe, I want to say 5% or 10%. I think it's 10%. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys know for sure, feel free to leave that in a comment and correct me. But I believe it's 15%. So, and obviously he's going to be weak to lightning units. So, but that doesn't play a role when you're trying to charm them. So if you're charming Orlando, you know, his weakness now is his strength, right? Here's the other beautiful part. If you do decide to build him now, I just did a video on Lucia. If you haven't seen that, check it out, why I think you should or shouldn't summon for her. And if you decide you don't want to summon for her and you have a lot of water element resources, maybe now is a decent time to build him. He doesn't take that much, I'll be honest. Besides the 3 rainbows, he's pretty weak in terms of building him. And then limit breaking him is super easy. I think it takes like a third of total, maybe I think it's half of total shards it takes for any other character in the game to max. So pretty much it means you get your little Trustmaster really easily. And like I say, he's a water unit, and he's going to be strong against certain characters in the game, you know. And if you target him, he's going to do, if you target elements of enemy teams that are weak to his unit, weak to his element, you're going to be doing a lot of damage, right? You're going to be doing a lot of damage. You're going to be doing a lot of damage to fire units. So yeah, he's good, and he's actually really good in other situations. Actually, against bosses, he's pretty good because he has abilities that can cut their CTs in half. And I believe that is called Steal Time. So this is going to cut their CT in half, and it raises his own agility. Very good skill, right? For example, if you look at the CT gauge of your boss that you're encountering, and let's say they're at 80, you cast this on them, it's going to cut down to 40. So that means you have higher chances for your other units to go and beat up on that boss. For example, use Shadow Lynx. Shadow Lynx has really high agility, so she's going to be moving quite a bit. And so in conjunction with your, say, ninja units or your gunner units, with the CT cut in half, you could take more turn and just start, you know, take down that boss as fast as you can. So, super high utility character. He's just, in my opinion, very undervalued. You know, it's weird how this incident happened when I was buying the Apple. It made me think about it. So I decided to make this video and share with you guys. So, as always, if you do like my stuff, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. I think you guys know the drill by now, right? The only thing I really ask people to do is leave a comment if you find something you dislike, right? Instead of just smashing the dislike button, because anybody can just smash it. But I don't know what you're disliking about it. I mean, I can't go and redo the video or change the video if I don't know what you don't like about it, right? Anyways, I'm really happy that I did this video because it was just time for my main man, Zazan, to showcase his true skills, his true talent. Hopefully I get him built within the next week, because as always, it's stupid farming to get all those little pieces for his jobs and whatnot. That's going to take some time. But hopefully, maybe I'll do an update video of him later on when he's level 99, and I can equip him with some decent stuff and maybe showcase him off in some arena videos. I think I'm excited to see that. So anyways, until next time, take care of yourself and your family. And remember my motto, time is your most valuable resource. Use it wisely.